Welcome to A Shot of Ag. My name is Rob Sharkey. I'm a fifth-generation farmer from just outside of Bradford, Illinois. And yes, I'm a farmer. I know how to farm. I know how to buy a farm. Luckily, I haven't had to sell a farm. But I recently realized I have zero clue, and I mean zero clue, on how to buy a house. I moved into my grandmother's house.
Okay.
I should introduce you, Lauren
Sure.
Gertis. Yes, you're from
Hi.
Washington. Thank you
Yes.
for being. You are a realtor,
Yes.
right? And you're with
Yes.
the JBG Group,
Yes.
Jill Barclay Group.
Yes.
That's here in Peoria.
It is.
Okay.
Yeah.
I met you. My son was looking for a house, and it's very exciting. It's
Yeah.
his first house, and I'm very proud of him because he's worked hard for this. I mean, he's working on the farm, and then he spends his nighttime, he's editing podcasts and that. So he's gotten to the point where he can afford a home. And that's why we met you. And then you made our life difficult.
Yeah, tried not to. Tried to make it a smooth transition.
We will get into all the difficult things you have done. But let's learn a little bit about you. You're from Washington.
Live there now.
Live
Grew
there
up
now.
in Southern Illinois.
Where'd you grow up?
Mount Vernon, Illinois. So about 3.5 hours from here.
Okay. Just you don't have any farming. You said maybe a grandparent.
My grandparents were farmers. Yeah, outside of Mount Vernon. My dad's family did a lot of farming. We still have ground in our family, and we have some. It's just, as the generations span out, it gets a little more spread out.
Diluted.
So, yep.
Yeah.
So we have some, and some relatives have some, and yeah.
Okay. So where did you go to college at?
McKendree University. So it's down by St. Louis and Lebanon, Illinois.
It's I've never heard of it.
It's small.
Is it?
Yes, it's small.
Why'd you want to go there?
I didn't. My mom wanted me to go there.
Did she go there?
Nope. She just thought it was a good school. It was like an hour from where I grew up. So, far enough away, but she could still visit.
Oh, it was an hour, but you lived there.
I lived at school, yeah.
Okay. You kind of, I don't know.
What?
The first 2 years I went to ICC, I lived at home.
Oh,
and then
yeah,
I'm
I
like,
went.
you know what, you need to spread your wings.
So I was the opposite. I didn't want to leave. I didn't want to go. I was like crying. I didn't,
Sounds like your mom wanted you to leave.
She did. Just booted me out of the house. But it worked out. I mean, it's where I met my husband, so.
Okay. I
Yeah.
mean, was that traumatic?
No, I was just being dramatic. I was, like a dramatic 18-year-old. Didn't want to leave my mom. It wasn't that bad. It was a really nice school, but
Did they have housing?
yes, yeah.
Okay. Sometimes that's hit or miss.
But it's better now than when I started. No offense, McKendree.
I got a feeling there's a story you're not telling us.
I just know it was just a good school. I just didn't want, all my friends were staying close to home. I had, like a, when you're going to marry your high school sweetheart. But I was in that stage of life.
It is tough because,
Yeah.
I mean, when you're in high school and you got all your friends, you're graduating, and then now if you're going off to college, you would go from knowing everybody
Yes.
to nobody.
Yes, and I'm a people person. I like, to be surrounded by my friends and my family,
Yeah.
and so like to go somewhere I knew nobody was not high on my list of things to do. But it obviously worked out. I met my husband, and I still have several really good friends that
Yeah.
I met at McKendree, and were in my wedding, and are like aunts and uncles to my kids, and so.
What were you studying there?
I did athletic training is what I started, or that's what my degree is in, but.
Oh, really? Did you play sports?
I played volleyball in high school, and then I went to college. And if you do the athletic training program and you do a sport, because athletic training, you have a sport each semester. So if you play, then it takes a little bit longer. So like going into it, they told me it would take 5 years, and I didn't want to go the 1 year, so I didn't.
Yeah.
But then I ended up staying 5 years anyways. So I just should have, but I've always liked sports. I still enjoy sports. So
Yeah.
it was nice, a way to be around it and not participate, really. if that
You're
makes
tall.
sense.
Were you the
I played middle and middle hitter.
that's the
when I was in-
spiker?
One of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Could you set?
Not very well.
No, you were the
I
one
just mainly
taking
hit.
people's
Yeah.
heads off. Okay.
Well, sort of, yeah.
Is this from your school?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Just-
It was like too big. Do you know what's fun? Is the camera guys? They don't like when you do stuff that you've
They have it.
Yeah, they want me to sit here. They want to put baby in a box, basically. They want
Yeah.
me to sit here and behave myself. They want you to sit there and behave yourself. And then when you start doing stuff, already, although I refuse to wear an earpiece, Kayla is screaming, don't let him do anything stupid. Well, let's do, we got to show the flag, though. Do you want to hold it up?
Yeah, this side.
Like that one. Okay,
Yeah.
let's stand
Let's
up
do
and
it.
hold this
Oh my
up.
gosh. You're really going to hate me now.
Did your mic fall off?
Yep.
Okay. So, yeah, they hate this so much.
They're so mad.
Okay. So you really don't have a mic?
No. I really don't.
Okay. You broke it off, didn't you?
Well, I was stuck in the chair.
Here.
I think I saw him do
You
this.
could here. I'll put it on, and nobody will see. Don't look behind. Don't
Like
look.
the Wizard of Oz. That'll work. He probably not going to like that the cord's out either, but
Okay.
that's okay. It'll work.
There was a lot of work to show a flag.
There we go. McKendree, you should be proud.
Yeah.
Sorry about this.
Can you
folks.
hear her?
I don't think they can. Hello.
Look how mad they are.
I don't
That's
want
not-
to.
there's like-
I'm such a people pleaser. I
there's
can't
like
look.
There's like teasing mad,
I
and then
can't
they're
look.
like, "Well, you asked for this.
I can't
You
look.
figure it out."
I'm sorry you're going to see the cord.
Okay.
If I do this.
Thanks for bringing the flag.
You're welcome, everyone. So sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm such a people pleaser. I feel terrible.
I would like to announce this is probably the last show we're ever doing here.
Sorry. I'm so sorry.
All right. So you were majoring in
Athletic training.
yes.
Yes.
Did you pursue that?
Yes, I did that for about 10 years out of college. So I worked at a couple clinics and at a high school with their sports teams and did rehab with people.
They're mad.
I know.
I know. It really bothers you, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Literally every show I strive to a way to make them upset, but you would never do that.
No. No. I'm such a rule follower. I hate this. If they can't hear me, I'll just lean like this.
No, they're fine.
So I worked at a high school as their athletic trainer. And then I worked at a couple different integrative medical offices, so doing like physical therapy type work with patients. I loved it. I just wanted more flexibility as my children, I had 2 kids, they're 2 and 4, so just wanted to be able to spend more time with them, and so.
You met your husband in college. Tell me that
Yes.
story.
He played football at McKendree, and he tore his ACL actually in his first college football game.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Really?
So, which was a blessing because that's how we met, is like through the athletic training. So I helped him, with this.
It was a blessing.
It was a blessing. It was a blessing later on because we got to spend so much time together. We truthfully became like best friends.
Yeah.
And so I just feel very blessed to have put up with what my mom wanted and went to McKendree, got to meet my husband, making like lemonade out of lemons, that whole thing.
How long you been married?
It'll be 6 years in October.
But you've known
Right.
each other for the 10 years.
Yeah.
I don't know. You could lie to me. I wouldn't know.
6. It'll be 6.
6. Congratulations.
7. It'll be 7. When you get on like lights and cameras and stuff, you like forget everything in your life.
So you've been married for 6 to 7 years.
Yes. Yep. Yep. We were actually just talking about it at lunch with a girl I work with was married like the same month, same year as me. We were just talking about it, so I should know this.
You-
We've been together about 10, married about 6.
and 2 kids.
2 kids. They're 2 and 4. That's
Okay.
why I don't remember.
And it was
just
you're
busy.
doing real estate now.
Yes.
Were the kids kind of the push?
Yeah, I think I wanted to be able to go to field trips, and I wanted to be able to help in a classroom, and the flexibility of real estate, being able to make my own hours, and is what I
Yeah.
wanted to do.
Now, I don't know anything about being a realtor.
Mm-hmm.
I do know you got to go to some schooling or get a
Mm-hmm.
license. I don't know what you got to do.
So I did my classes online, and then you do a license. You have to pass a state exam to be able to get your license. And then I've been lucky with the Jill Barclay group. They're all have so much experience, and they're all so wonderful to work with. They've just taken me in and taught me, and helped me, guide me along the way, and so it's just been fun.
Tell me how that works. Like if you work in a group.
Yeah, so that's all I know. So for me, for it being in the group, I just have like training. So they teach me contracts, and they teach things that like you don't learn in your class. Like they go over it
Yeah.
in a class, but it's so much different. Every transaction is different. Every house is different. Every purchase price is different. So they've really helped me understand the legal side of everything. They've helped me understand, the people side of everything, what to look for a good house for a client, what to point out for a client, that kind of stuff. Just how to be an all-inclusive group that helps our clients meet their real estate goals. So.
Sounds like you were kind of born to do this, because tell me what you used to do in your dollhouses.
Yeah, when I told my girl, honestly, I was laying in bed and I was like, what about real estate? I never thought about going into real estate, anything like that. So I called my grandma, who's like my sounding board, and
What's your grandma's name?
Norma. Hi, Graham.
Thank you, Norma.
She's like my sounding board, and she was honestly like, I don't know why you've never thought about this. They built me this beautiful dollhouse when I was a kid, her and my grandpa. And I never played dolls in it. I just took all the furniture out and put all the furniture back in and rearranged it. And she's like, you've always loved houses. You did that as a kid. When you got older and moved, when she would come to visit, I would drive her to different neighborhoods to show her houses that I loved.
Really?
And yeah, I don't know. I'm just when I moved to Peoria, I would drive down Grandview just to look at the beautiful homes.
That is
and,
a cool
It's so
road
pretty.
yeah.
Yeah, and so. I don't know, maybe it's just always been in there somewhere, and this is the path that I had to take to get there.
Tell me about that discussion with your husband.
About real estate?
That, hey, I'm going to go into real estate.
Yeah, I was kind of can we do this? Because it's a whole different, it's a whole different thing than a 9 to 5 where, you have this timeline. And so we just, like I said earlier, we're best friends. We just view life the same. We're also very real with each other. We're he's going to put me in check. I'm going to put him in check if it needs, if that's what needs to be done. So we had, an adult conversation of, can we do this? What would this look like? And he's my biggest supporter and has rooted me on, the whole way. So.
Okay, let's talk about all the mistakes you made.
Yep,
all right?
There's been several. One would be this microphone. So. Still sorry.
You were, I don't know, you were running point. You were in the house when we did the
Yeah, I was hosting the open
house.
house. Yes, yes.
And we'd never bought a house before, but my son, and we agreed too, because it helps us out too, because our youngest son is going to a school that's close to there. So it's having a house closer is good for everybody.
Yeah.
So we liked it, and then we called you and we said, okay, we'll put in an offer. And then you kind of said something about, I don't know if that's going to get it because houses are going very fast or whatever. So one of my best friends is a big real estate guy in Virginia Beach. So I call him. I'm like, hey, what do I do? And he's like, let me make a couple of calls. He calls back. He's like, if you want it, you better buy it. Yeah. So I didn't want to do any of that. You think you could have helped me out?
I tried.
Can't you just keep other people from bidding on it?
No, I can try. I don't know how legal it is to stand out front, and act like a crazy neighbor or.
That would have helped.
I should have. What was I thinking?
Then we buy this house, and I've never bought a house before, and we didn't know we were supposed to call about the electricity, the water.
The water.
Everything got cut off, so he's got it coming back on now.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
But he's loving it.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. That's what matters.
Does that feel good to you when you sell a house to someone that's super excited about it?
I loved healthcare because I felt rewarded. I was helping people, helping them, get well. And so I think it's just a different way of reward is this is one of the biggest investments people will make is their home. And so I want, when I bought my first home, I know how I felt this was mine. And that feeling is just, heartwarming. And so I like to help other people facilitate that feeling for other people. So.
In my mind, buying a house, all right, we would have put in an offer, they would have countered, and over a month we would have come to an agreement. Does not sound like that's a housing market in Peoria.
Not currently, no. It's kind of if you want it, you got to speak up, we got to move, we got to be hustlers.
Inspections?
There's not a lot of those happening right now.
Really?
It just depends. It really depends on the property, the air, how much interest is in the property, really. So
My friend from Virginia Beach, Trey, the
Yes.
realtor, he said the same thing. He says there's no inspection. He says there's starting to be a few with interest
a few more,
rates
yes,
going up.
I would agree.
So is that interest rate, is that slowing things down a little bit?
It's honestly the inventory is what I feel like is driving the Peoria market, is that there's just not a lot of houses for sale. So like people they're like, well, we still need to buy a house. Like we need a bigger house, we need a smaller house, we have to move, we need this. So like interest rates aren't deterring people as much as you would think. It's that there's just nothing out there that's for sale. So.
I would see some of the bad parts of your job, but people are so picky. Right?
People are picky.
Yeah, they're like, oh, there's a little rip in the carpet. I'm not gonna. This whole deal's off until this gets fixed. Is there a lot of that?
I haven't ran into that. I've been really lucky. I've had great clients. I've had, everyone's fun and, No, I think it's helped that the majority of my clients have known what they wanted. So like that helps. Like if someone's just like, I'm open to style, I'm open to bedrooms, it's hard to like narrow down what they're looking for until you can like get into everything so they can start checking what they want and what they don't want.
It's got to be hard too if you invest in people and like to really get them what they want and it gets snatched up. Yeah.
I'd say that's like, you just have to be ready to hustle and be a go-getter, and I've just always been like that. So
Advice for people, especially let's take my
Yeah.
son for example, because he was totally off guard because he didn't realize that he was supposed to go get pre-approved
yes.
and all that stuff.
That would be, if you're looking to use financing, that would be my first step of advice. That's what I tell like any new client is if you're not pre-approved and you're going to be using financing in this market, I would get a pre-approval because like we were saying, it goes so quickly. So if you find it and you love it, like you don't want to wait the 48 hours, however long it takes your lender to get you a pre-approval.
Do you ever sell farms?
I would love to. Our group does. I personally haven't yet, but I would love to. I grew up on a farm. My family were farmers. Like I said, I have some farm ground. It's definitely.
You want to rent it?
I already do.
See how bad farmers are.
But I do like I
could
do
do $10
love.
an acre more.
Yeah. See, well, it's in Southern Illinois. I do love the demographic of farmers. Like I just feel at home. Like that's kind of feels like family to me, and so I would love the opportunity to work in farming, and I know our group would too. So.
Tell me about the sweet corn story.
I was telling your wife earlier, my family did sweet corn, we harvested sweet corn, however you want to process it, each fall, and I always looked forward to it as a kid because it was like another Christmas, like our whole family was together and everybody had their, these people went into the field, these people shucked it, and I was the one that like cooled it after they parboiled it. So like it was such a fun job, like I'm just in there listening to music, moving ears of corn from ice bucket to ice bucket because I was young. And then as I got older, I'm like, this is not fun. Like this is work. Like, so I got moved to like the cutting and the bagging station. I got moved to like just full, like, oh, you're not a kid anymore. Like you have to go shuck with the adults until that's done.
Sounds shucking awful.
Yeah, well, you said it, I would do it a million times over to get to have like my entire family together again because we don't do it anymore. So I do miss that. So around this time, we usually did it around this time of year, like about time to go back to school. And so I do miss it at this time of year. But
do you have a retirement plan?
Well, we do have like a serious retirement plan, like.
But that's not a fun story.
But that's not a good story. My husband and I have joked that, like I said earlier, we like sports. We watch sports. We both played sports. We want our kids to be involved in sports if that's what they want. But we want to rent an RV and follow like college game day around when we retire.
Really?
Like all the tailgates. I think that'd be so fun. Like see different college campuses, get to watch cool football games, get to hang out at tailgates. So the older we get, but obviously not retirement age, I think like, I don't know that I want to wait till I retire. Like maybe my kids are just older.
What are you talking about? I won't ask you how old you are, but you're nowhere.
Open book. That's what I mean. I don't want to wait that long.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Well, you're a go-getter, like a leader. You should set something up to where, you've got 20 RVs and you all travel together and you could charge those people for whatever you do. You do stuff. You set up stuff.
See, I set up. Making plans here.
And that's
the real retirement plan. That's the real retirement plan. If real estate doesn't work out for me, game day retirement plans.
Well, how tall is your husband?
6'2", 6'3".
Okay,
6'2".
so with your height and his height, you'll probably be involved in sports with your kids.
I hope so. They're both not too big right now.
Well,
Well, the
spurts.
late bloomers or something. You know?
Spurts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he was a linebacker in college, so.
Okay, so he had a linebacker and a volleyball spiker. I'm guessing some sort of judo your kids are going to be into?
My 4-year-old wants to start karate, so we'll see. Right now we're doing soccer and dance, so we're going to try to fit karate in there. So. The little one, she's the one you got to watch out for.
That dance, I mean, that'll make flexible so you
There
can
you go. Yeah.
really, yeah.
We're just all well-rounded around there.
What's the goal? I mean, do you want to just continue with the realtor and
Yes.
grow with that?
I do. I think because it's something that, like, my success depends on me, like how hard I work or how little I work is how successful or unsuccessful I would be. So I would like to do it, forever. It's also something like, it's not manual labor. It's not, it's fun. You get to be out seeing houses. So, I can do it at 33 and I can do it at 63 and Lord willing, 83 if I want to, So I do. I think it's something that I'm passionate about. It came out of nowhere. I'm surprised at how much I love it, but I do. I want to do it.
Okay. I will say, you've been my only realtor, right? So I've got nothing to gauge you against. But you did a fantastic job.
Thank you so
And
much.
the reason I say that is because I did not know what I was doing. My son didn't know what Emily does. We'd never done this before. So we had a lot of questions, a lot of probably dumb questions to you. And we text you. I remember like texting you like at 10 at night or something like that. And you would send back a response or, we'll get that back to you. It felt like that you were truly out trying to help us. And that's exactly what we needed.
Thank you. I appreciate you saying that. That is my day-to-day goal, is I do want my clients to feel like I have their best interest at heart, because I do. So.
Okay. Where can people find you? Are you on socials?
Yeah, Lauren Gertis is, I'm on Facebook. We have the Joe Barclay group. We have a TikTok where our...
Who has a TikTok?
The Joe Barclay group. Check out the TikTok. You'll see us all. Yeah.
Dancing?
Dancing.
You doing the
trends? We were just saying we need to do a new one, so be on the lookout for our new TikTok.
Well, you should, I don't know, do some, is there a PBS trend? I'm guessing no.
We could start it.
Yeah.
Yes. So
Okay.
yeah, I'm on Facebook, my personal and Joe Barclay group, TikTok, Instagram.
What's their TikTok, do you know?
The Joe Barclay group. Yeah, all one word. We're not hard to find.
Okay. You believe I've got to be checking it out. A bunch of realtors.
Please do. It's fun. For being an outgoing people person, I'm not like a social media person.
Yeah.
But so real estate's pushed me out of that comfort zone, because you have to promote yourself. And so.
Okay. You seem like you are.
Thank you.
Yeah. I want to thank you for coming on today.
Thank you for having me.
Because when Emily and I were talking about it, it's like, okay, she's not a farmer, she's not related in ag or whatever, but here we were as farmers, and you definitely helped us out. So I thought it was fascinating, the difference between buying a farm
Yes.
and buying a house. And you definitely helped us navigate through all that. So I want to personally thank you for helping our family out. And my son is over the moon with this house.
Good.
And now he has to go buy a lawnmower.
This is not a lot. Yeah. It was a pleasure.
Lauren,
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Everybody else, we'll catch you next week.